Divorced Dad Diaries, Day 2. First thing I've noticed is how quiet it is. It's too quiet. It's like I don't feel like I have a reason to get out of bed because there's no kids here to feed or anything. But that's not true because I have leftover Indian, which I'm pretty pumped about. Took the opportunity to figure out how the oven works while I'm here. It has some like weird dials that you kind of push in and then they pop out. It's a bit strange, but I figured it out in the end. I then had to figure out how to work the microwave. First off, I wanted to set the clock, and it ended up being pretty easy to figure that out too. Then it was coffee time. Heated up the water in the jug, but it was at this point, while I was getting the coffee, that I realised that I don't have any mugs. And this was a common issue all throughout the day where I was constantly realising I was missing stuff and then adding it to a list, which I'll have to get later. At this point, I was trying to figure out which way the hot and cold was on the water, but figured that out in the end. Warmed the cup up because I was worried about putting boiling liquid in a cold cup. You know, it's the same as putting cold liquid in a hot cup. It can cause the glass to shatter, so warm it up. Bit of a life pro tip, I guess. And then went ahead and made coffee, and that was all good. Took the opportunity while my coffee was cooling down to see if I could figure out this whole bed situation. In the end, it didn't go to plan. So I've decided I'm not getting it up the stairs. It's not even so much of an issue of how steep the stairs are. It's to do with the fact that you've got to get it around this corner, and you've got such a small amount of clearance because the roof is so low here, and then you've got the balustrade right here. So it's not designed with big beds in mind. So I'll probably just have to chuck a couple singles up here or something. I'll figure that out later, as always. So I took a quick break because I've earned it and played some Space Marine 2 on the Xbox with one of my best friends for 1 to 3 hours. And then it was time to do some food prep. So part of my shopping yesterday was to get some of the basics. All your staples for cooking: onions, garlic, chicken stock, beef stock, pepper, salt, dried herbs. Never as good as the fresh stuff, but they keep for longer. But there are some herbs out in the garden. I think there's chives out there actually. I have to double check. And some oil. But now that I've gotten all that, I realise I'm still missing a few things. I don't have any chili. I don't have any sugar or flour, for that matter. So I've got no thickeners. Don't have vinegar, don't have soy sauce, don't have oyster sauce, don't have any lemon or lime juice. Don't have MSG, but the ex-wife never used it, so if I asked her, she'll probably give me my MSG, which would save me having to find some. But it's enough to get started anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cook some food for the next 3 days. I'm not too fussy. I'll cook these bulk meals and I'll just eat them for every meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, easy peasy. So one thing I didn't expect as part of this divorce was how weird the wooden spoon would feel. I've been using the same wooden spoon for 10 years and it feels strange, but got the hang of it, and I'm going to let those bits of food get to know each other over an hour and a half while I sort out the bed. But as soon as I pulled it out, I realised I need a screwdriver, which I also don't have. So to get ahead of the curve, I opened the drawers, found I also need a screwdriver and a hammer and 2 people, but that sounds more like a challenge than a requirement. So I unpacked, set up my nerd shit, got my books out, set up the office, and then decided to do a bit of light reading while I waited for the food to finish cooking. But then I realised I've been cooped up in this house all day, so decided, despite the weather, to go on a high-intensity walk. Look at all them clouds! Woo! Right, so that walk gave me a bit of clarity to make a plan. So tomorrow, second-hand shop, Kmart, get the things that I need, but most importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a flat pack bed base for the girls. So I'm only in that house about 6 months, so if I can get a flat pack, I can get it up the stairs, assemble it while I'm up there, then disassemble it to get it back out. In terms of mattresses, I'll get 2 queen-size squabs because I can like fold them to get them around that corner. And the kids like to have sleepovers in like the lounge and each other's rooms and stuff sometimes. So 2 squabs means I can take them apart, put them where they need to go. It's a good temporary solution. It'll do. So it's late afternoon. Today's been a bit of a sad day. Every time I think about my kids, I get a bit upset. But it's only a couple of days now till they arrive, and I'm going to be super excited when they get here. I'm probably just going to go watch a long movie, because I don't get that opportunity when I have the kids, so I'll enjoy it now. Something 2.5 hours, 3 hours long. Watch the first half, eat dinner, watch the second half, and I will catch you on the flip side.